So today's masterpiece is beetroot porridge.
Hello.
So I'm really exhausted today. I woke up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, absolutely starving hungry, which is so weird because when I was having dinner and stuff last night, I was like forcing it down. I was not hungry at all. It happened the night before as well, so 2 nights running I've not slept. So I got up and had some Weetabix, which yesterday night worked, but last night I could not get back to sleep at all. So I'm so sorry if I look really exhausted. I've actually made a slightly bigger portion of porridge this morning because I am so hungry. I've lined up a vlog to watch whilst I eat. I've got Tabitha Farrar, who someone's recommended. So I actually watched one of hers last night when I couldn't sleep and it was really, really good. So I'm gonna watch one of those now and then I'll chat after. Just stroking herself on the iPad. Lucy, come here. Okay, now I'm pretty full. So when I couldn't sleep last night, I was listening to some podcasts and I listened to this one called The Happiness Podcast, which is absolutely brilliant, really recommend it. I listen to it every car journey I go on, I just have it on in the car. They're like 20-minute episodes and they're not focused on eating disorders, but a lot of the concepts that the guy covers is kind of related to a lot of the underlying factors of anorexia. And also the guy's really funny. Every episode he introduces himself, he's like, I'm Dr. Robert Puff. And it always cracks me up. So it made me think about how in anorexia recovery, we can sometimes be quite good at like talking the talk, but not always good at walking the walk. So we know we want to be recovered and we've got like goals and incentives, which is brilliant. That's really, really good to have. But then the actual act of doing the work to get to them can be a lot more difficult. It's almost like all talk, no trousers kind of thing. Like fur coat, no knickers. And to be honest, that just doesn't work. Like, eating disorder recovery is all about actions. It's overcoming fears of food, breaking habits, breaking rules, changing your relationship with your body and your body image, gaining weight. It's so action oriented and like no one ever talked themselves better from anorexia or an eating disorder. And so it doesn't matter how good your goals and incentives are, unless you're doing the work, you're not going to get to them. And my psychologist has really, really helped me in relation to this and she like laid it out so clearly for me. So I'm going to try my best to like relay that now. Okay, so she got me to do an exercise where she asked me, where do you want to be in 5 years' time? And it was really easy for me. I was like, I want to be married, I want to have babies, I want to be free around food, close to Brendan, close to my family and friends, relaxed, fun, spontaneous. I could like really easily reel off what I wanted to be in 5 years' time. But the thing is, I'd then leave the sessions and revert straight back to my old behaviours and habits would kick in, I'd restrict. I wouldn't do anything to actually get to the goal. And it wasn't really my fault, and like it's not your fault either. These phobias we've got of food and our routines and habits are so ingrained and so like hardwired in our brains, and they're so built into our neural pathways that it's hard to just suddenly snap out of them and try taking a different course of action. So it's not a surprise that you do revert back to them, but that's where actions come in because you can't let that happen. And what my psychologist did with me, which was so helpful, was she got me to like take a step back and look at the bigger picture and almost like get some perspective on my recovery. and think, okay, if that's where I want to be in 5 years' time, what do I need to do now to get there? And it's almost like connecting the dots between where you want to be in your goal state and what you're doing now. Because if you don't change what you're doing now, then every day will be the same. It's almost like Groundhog Day, like every single day is the same. And then you get to 5 years' time and, oh, you're still doing the same. Or if anything, you've gotten a bit worse, because eating disorders don't really like to let you settle. They like to take. And it's so difficult. I'm not gonna lie, like the actions are not easy at all. Of course, because it involves gaining weight, feeling really, really uncomfortable, feeling guilty, feeling bloated, having digestive problems. And I wish there was another way, I really do. I wish it could be easy, but it's just not. And we just have to push through those actions to get to the other side. And you pretty much have to force it to happen. You can't just wait until you're ready for this to happen. You can't wait until you feel okay to recover, because you never, ever will. And what she taught me, which was really brilliant, is that eating disorders are very associated with short-term gratification and intolerance to uncomfortable feelings. And what I mean by that is the short-term gratification is we're always looking to feel good now. So we want the immediate fix. So like the losing weight, hitting low calories, burning something off, whatever. And we don't sit well with the uncomfortable side of things, which is like the guilt with eating, bad body image, head screaming at you. And I can really see the need of being able to break out of that immediate gratification, so needing to see your weight low or needing to hit low calories or needing to exercise, whatever your issues are, and be able to sit with the uncomfortableness of like the guilt, anxiety, your head screaming, feeling uncomfortable, digestive problems, watching your weight go up, everything associated with the actual actions of beating anorexia. But if you can keep that long-term view in mind and you can remember your goals and remember your incentives, then you can remember why you're doing it. And it's just all about connecting the dots between where do I want to be, where am I now, and what do I actually have to do? What actions, what actions do I need to do? Not what do I need to talk about, what actions do I need to do to get to my goal? So that's what I was thinking about at 4 o'clock this morning. I hope it's helpful for people to hear. It really, really speaks to me. And I think it was a bit of a light bulb moment in my recovery when I worked out this connecting the short term to the long term and realizing I needed to make a change. And some people have been messaging me on like Instagram and in the comments saying that they feel like they need a bit of a kick up the arse. So hopefully this vlog is a bit of that, like we need to do something. If you want to be different and if you want to change your life, you have to make a change. You can't just wait till you feel ready. You can't wait till it feels comfortable. You can't wait till anorexia goes a little bit easy on you. Like none of those things will happen. You have to force it. And then you probably have to feel quite crappy for a while and just sit with that and be patient whilst you're like relearning and changing your habits and changing all your automatic thought processes. So, oh, Stevie. Oi, don't do that. She's a little bugger. Come and say hello. Here's Stevie to tell you that recovery is all about actions with her little evil eyes. Look at that face. So let's break out of Groundhog Day. Actions are needed to do that, and just really try to connect the dots between what you're doing now and where you want to be and what has to happen in between that. Okay. Turns out sleep is really important and I feel really rough. So I'm having chicken pasta pesto for dinner. It's funny, I never get to vlog my dinner because normally Brendan's here, so we just eat dinner together. So I thought it'd be a nice opportunity to like do a meal rather than just always recording snacks. I was turning the wrong one. Brendan must have showed me that about 15 times, like, make sure you miss this one, and I'm still there going, why won't it turn on? Why won't it turn on? What an idiot. So apparently I need to let that heat up before I put the chicken in. So tonight's dinner's kind of a challenge because it's a very balanced meal. It's got like a carb, protein, fats, and I'm not bulking it out with like vegetables and salad and stuff. It's just a good, nutritious, balanced dinner, which can be kind of scary. It's just hard when you're like feeling really rough and you just think, I just can't be bothered. Let's see if I can get the chicken on. Okay, now I'm going to feed the cats and put the pasta on. Girls, dinner. Oh, Beyonce knows. She knows her stuff. So I've got the pasta on. I put extra in, so I'm gonna make tuna pasta mayo for my lunch tomorrow. And now look at this cat food. These cats literally eat better than we do. burnt the bottom of them. This is why I shouldn't barbecue. Oh well, food doesn't have to be perfect. That'll be fine. Ta-da! Does anyone else find they ever get still get shocked at normal portions of food? I always find I doubt portions of normal food. I need to check with people are you sure that's okay? Are you sure that's a normal portion? Even though I've seen it before and I've eaten it before and I know, I'm still no, that can't be right. That must be too much. But, so I've lined up a comedian to watch whilst I have my dinner. I've got Kevin Bridges. I feel like I'm a bit eating disordered out today, so I kind of need some comedy as a bit of light relief, I guess. That was really nice. Also, I've mixed everything in because I know that's what Brendan would do if he was making it, so I don't want to slip into old habits of oh, separate this or whatever, trying to eat normal food in a normal way, so I don't want to let things slip because no one's around or because I've made it on my own. So yes, it is stirred in. And also I haven't put any vegetables or salad with it. I love vegetables and salad, and generally in dinners I probably would put them in, but I don't want to have to. I want to do that from a point of preference because I like vegetables, and not because I'm trying to bulk the meal out or because it's a rule I have to have vegetables and salad. So I guess I'm challenging it so I can get to the point where I'm able to eat a meal without it, and then I can choose to put it in as a preference. Okay, I'm gonna watch him now and eat.
Look at what I made! I'm really proud of myself.
Oh, not a fan. I made her sneeze. Bless you. Got another one down here as well. Stevie. Look at her. What are you looking at, Bee? Looks like she's sitting down for her dinner. Look at that face. I feel really quite rough after that dinner, so I've had to come in and lie down to try and stretch my stomach out a bit. I really don't know what it is. I don't know what causes it, or other than stretching out, I don't really know what helps it. Maybe it's just a big fart. I don't know. It's quite dark, isn't it? Is that better? Yeah, I think it's better with it on. I spoke to my doctor as well, and she was the only way you'll be able to process all these foods is if you're exposed to them. So I'm really just trying to not cut anything out of my diet. I eat dairy, gluten, meat, red meat. I don't even know what else there is you'd cut out, but I literally don't cut anything out. And there are two reasons really. One, I'm trying to just cut my body some slack and be okay, take your time. Well, actually don't take your time, please sort it out quickly, but do what you need to do to learn to process these foods. And obviously I'm not a doctor, so if you are intolerant to a food, if you've been diagnosed with something, if you're celiac or something like that, oh my God, take medical advice and what have you. But just personally, I'm trying to keep giving my body all the food groups, because my goal with recovery is to be able to eat all foods. I don't want any foods to be off limits, so I kind of feel like I need to keep giving my body those foods now so that it can adjust to them and tolerate them again and be exposed to them. And then the second reason is I think you're kind of risking binging if you're denying yourself certain foods or food groups. And I don't actually have a history of bulimia or binging, but from what I know of it, and it makes sense to me, if you're completely denying your body a food, it's gonna want it. And I don't just think that's related to the food that you're cutting out. I think if, say, you're cutting out a whole group of foods like dairy, say, and your body really wants dairy, it's going to be please eat, and you then might end up binging on a different food group because it's something you will allow yourself to have. Maybe it's a safe food for you, when really all your body wanted was the food you're restricting in the first place. So it's kind of your body's trying to fill the gap, and it's sending you cravings please eat this, and then if you end up binging on something else, it's still not really satisfied your body's hunger need or the thing your body was craving. And I actually saw that on a vlog from, what's her name? Kayla, somebody or other. I can't remember her name. She talked about, she went vegan in recovery and so obviously cut out meats and dairy and stuff, and peanut butter was her thing. I think cereal as well. She said she'd just binge on that because her body was like craving. So she would end up binging on the foods that she allowed herself to eat. And then she said as soon as she stopped being vegan and added back dairy and meat, and so she had a really balanced diet of like plant, meat, dairy, she said the cravings totally stopped and the binges totally stopped. And so everyone's different, and I know there's obviously moral beliefs with like veganism and vegetarianism and whatever, but just for me, like, I don't want to cut anything out because I just want my body to know that it can have all these foods. It doesn't need to like want for it or just want to eat all the time or have certain foods that it's not allowed or whatever. Like, I don't know. So those are my 2 reasons. My stomach's really sore. Just don't get what my stomach's doing. Like, it woke me up at 4 a.m. It's been hungry, been turning over. I've had a couple of like emergency trips to the bathroom, let's just call them. And it's annoying because I feel like I've just got blind faith in it. I'm just like following my meal plan, eating when I'm not hungry, eating when I am hungry, putting up with stomach cramps, giving my body all the foods that it needs, and it still hurts and it still bloats and it still fucking does stupid stuff. Brendan's always like, you just need to be patient with it. You've caused it some serious damage and you've been really, really mean to it for so long. And then I'm like, yeah, but I'm being nice to it now. Why is it not doing its shit? Which I suppose isn't me being patient at all, but I'm not patient when it's giving me pains like this. Like, I don't want to be patient. I just want it to fix. Okay, I actually need to eat now as well. I've got a chocolate bar that I need to have. Put a Lindt salted caramel, which are nice normally, but I just have to stop recording because I spent 5 minutes being like, no, should I have it? No, no. Opposite actions, do the opposite. Right. Beyonce, come and help. She's been fuck all help. Look at her. Right, I'm just gonna have it, okay. Yeah. Opposite actions. To be fair, it's quite nice. I literally can't wait to go to bed today. On the tiredness thing, like, someone asked me on YouTube really recently if I had insomnia, if I had trouble sleeping. And at the time I was like, no, not anymore, it's fine. I don't know what's happened this week, but generally I don't anymore. My sleep's really good. That's one of the like really nice improvements around like not restricting and weight gain and like being a bit better is I love that my sleep is better. And when I'm like lower in weight and restricting, my sleep is terrible. It used to take me hours to get to sleep. I'd literally just lie in bed, starving hungry, trying not to go to the kitchen to get anything to eat, and thinking it was worth it, being like, just put up with this, just battle through, you need to do this. And then also I found I'd wake up really early, and like as soon as I woke up, my head would just kick in straight away. It was like literally not a second's rest. Like, what are you having for breakfast? What are you having for the rest of the day? How many calories is that? How are you gonna get out of this? Probably. Yeah, sleep was just not good. I hated it, and like I don't know how I coped. Like, just now I'm exhausted and it's been like 2 nights of not sleeping and I'm a freaking mess from it. I don't know how I used to manage. Nearly there. Yeah, just in answer to the sleep question, it's definitely something that gets better with eating properly, not restricting, gaining weight. I freaking love my sleep. I'm a proper like 8 hours a night sleeper, at least. Like at least 8 hours a night. So I'm gonna have my snack early tonight and just go to bed, to be honest. And that would have really bothered me before as well. I was quite like rigid in my meal times, and I didn't like eating right before I went to bed because I thought it would just like go straight onto me as fat. But I don't know if it's just through doing it. To be honest, I haven't even really challenged that. It's just over time I'm just a bit like, it doesn't happen. Like, I know I'll wake up tomorrow the same size. It's not gonna go straight on me as fat. So
To be honest, I'd much rather a long night's sleep than eating and waiting to be able to go to bed, so. I'm sorry this isn't more like motivational or energetic or whatever, but it's not always easy. Some days are literally just like forcing the food down. I've literally cried meals down before. Like, you're really not always gonna enjoy your food and be hungry and want to eat, but I don't know, just keep going, opposite actions. I'm now gonna go and try and just distract myself and wait for this shit feeling to pass. And I guess it will pass naturally. Like, I don't need to fix it with anorexia. Like, if I'm tired, get a good night's sleep and then I won't be tired tomorrow. Like, I do get the concept of not turning to a quick fix, not needing immediate gratification, tolerating feeling crap. Like, I get it, theoretically, I get it. I just hate it. I just hate feeling shitty. But anyway, it's not all the time. It's just not good today. Good luck, everyone. If you're feeling really, really crap, just stick with it. Keep going. Okay, bye.